Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Deborah and welcome to Jamaicans.com. My name is Deborah, I think I said that already. Anyway, I'm here today to talk to you about this very important topic, and that topic has to do with nutrition, right? Now, everybody knows that we are in the middle of a pandemic right now, and the concern is, what should we be doing? What should we be eating? These are the questions that we're going to be answering tonight. Okay, so we're trying to answer why is nutrition important during COVID-19. And so that's what we're going to be discussing, guys. So please, as you come on, please ask questions. Please hit the thumbs up button if you hear something that you like, or if you just want to let me know that you are here. And also, as you come on, please let me know where you are watching from, okay? I am currently in New York. I'm in the Bronx right now, and that's where I live currently. So I'm just excited again to be here with you guys. I want to first thank Jamaicans.com for inviting me, for having me on here on this platform where I get to share more information about nutrition. That is the profession that I'm in, and so I'll just go ahead and introduce myself to you guys right now. I'm not going to wait for anyone to come on. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself. So I am a nutritionist, and I actually enjoy this field. I was not a nutritionist 3-4 years ago. I was not a nutritionist. So I recently, thank you, I see you, Elisa. I was not a nutritionist 3 or 4 years ago. I actually went back to school and I got my master's degree in nutrition because I really do care about people. I really do care about the health and well-being of others. In addition to that, I was ill. And God basically led me to changing my careers. I was making I had a six-figure job, and I decided to make the switch and go into nutrition. And so I've recently got my master's degree, like I said before. And what I'm trying to do is to educate everyone, as much people as I can reach. And so that's why I'm grateful for Jamaicans.com for having me on here. Hi, Allison. So guys, as you're coming in, grateful to see you all. Hit the thumbs up button. Remember, ask questions. The format that we're going to be going through today is we're going to be talking first for a period of time. So if I don't necessarily respond to your question right away, just know that I will get to them. All right, so let me just continue with my introduction. So like I said, I got my master's in nutrition, and so I've been teaching nutrition education uptown in Harlem in New York, and I also am a community health nutrition educator. So with that position that I hold in this community in the Bronx, we deal with a lot of food justice issues, and that has to do with food insecurity. We make sure that we are educating folks with nutrition literacy, which is sort of what we're going to be doing tonight. And we're also going to be doing a little bit of cooking, so make sure you don't leave. Stay on with us. And again, if you're on and you know someone who needs to be on, send them a message and be like, hey, you need to get on. This lady's on here talking about nutrition. It's something you need to hear. So please don't be afraid to share with your friends and let them know that they need to be here with us. So guys, I'm not going to wait for a lot of people to come on. I'm just going to get right on in it and start talking about what is the most important thing as it pertains to nutrition and COVID-19. So what have we been hearing? Have we been hearing, and I want you to give me a thumbs up on this, have you been hearing that you need to boost your immune system? And if you've been hearing that, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Right? So that's what we've been talking about. Most nutritionists, that's the main thing that we've been focusing on, and the doctors, I think most of the news channels have been saying that as well, that it's all about the immune system, right? So we're probably wondering, what is the immune system? What does it do? What is the point of having an immune system? And the immune system is there as a defense, right? Hi, Shamir. Great to have you. The immune system is your defense system. It is here to block anything that tries to attack you, right? So a lot of things can attack the body, right? We walk around in this environment. There's all type of things that we can inhale that goes in our bodies. And so our immune system is there to protect us. And so if we don't have a strong immune system, like a lot of these people out there, thanks Shamir, a lot of people out there, those people who are ended up in the ICU, that's where we're having a lot of these issues. And so that's why I'm on here tonight, because I want to focus on some of the things that we can do. And I'm going to get to that very shortly. So we want to have an optimal immune system, which means that we need to eat the right foods. All right. So whatever we are consuming plays a role in what actually happens in our body. Okay, there's a doctor that I follow. He's a plant-based doctor, Michael Kapler, and he's a phenomenal plant-based doctor. So one thing I didn't mention in the beginning is I'm actually a plant-based nutritionist. So I focus a lot of my teachings on being plant-based. Now, I know some people are still eating meat, and that's totally fine. I'll speak to that as well. But I am a plant-based nutritionist. I eat plants. That's what I usually consume. And it's because I was also ill a while back. 3 or 4 years ago, I had to have a surgery. And that really shifted my whole mindset. And so, yeah, so let's just get right back to what it is that we were saying, right? So we were talking about immunity. We were talking about the fact that we need to have proper nutrition. And that's what I'm going to go over with you this evening. So what is proper nutrition? When we think about nutrition, we think about 6 different things, right? We're thinking about the proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals, and hydration, water. Right? So those are the things that we're thinking about when we think about nutrition. And when we have the right foods in those categories, what's going to happen? We're going to end up we're going to function a lot better. Our bodies are going to be doing so well. And so that's why you're hearing in the news that, okay, so there's so many people who had COVID. They didn't even know they had COVID, right? How many people, okay, thumbs up if you thought you had COVID at some point. I want to see some thumbs up. Did you think, yep, I see that thumbs going up. If you thought you had COVID, there's a lot of people who thought they might have had it, but the body was able to fight back, right? The body was able to knock that thing out, and it was because those folks had a proper, their body was in good function. Now, unfortunately, you know, there are folks who were succumbed to this disease, right? They ended up passing away. There were people who ended up in the ICU. There's still a lot of people in the ICU right now dealing with that. And so, you know, it is recommended that if folks are in the hospital dealing with this issue, that they think about the nutrition aspect. We don't know if that's happening, but we want to focus on us. Those of us who are not in the hospital, that are not dealing with that, how can we maintain our system just in case if something was to come our way? How could we actually deal with that? Right? And so we want to think about those 6 categories that I mentioned before. Now, the protein, the carbs, and the fats, those are macronutrients. We need those in large portions. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about protein. When we think about protein, we're thinking a lot of times about animal protein like beef. I'm from Jamaica, so oxtail. We're thinking about chicken, fried chicken, things like that, right? We're thinking about even grilled chicken. Now, I'm not saying that you should not consume those things. If you are, that is fine, just moderation. So you want to limit the portion and also limit the amount of times you're having it per week, right? What I recommend is plant-based nutrition, plant-based protein. Now, plant-based protein, and I pulled some things out of my cupboard here. So things like black beans, guys, this is protein. Beans are protein. We've got lentils, right? Lentils, I'm not promoting any brand. I'm just sharing with you what I had in my cupboard. So yeah, so lentils are good. You've got some black beans here. Let me show you some other great options. Did you know that seeds have protein? Yeah, so some nuts and seeds have protein. So these are the ones that we need to consume during this time, right? Protein is really essential it's like the building blocks. It helps build our tissues, helps to maintain the function of our bodies. So that's really essential. And that's why when we say eat protein, you know, it's important to choose the right kind of protein. So when it comes to meat, for example, if you're going to eat meat, what I'm going to recommend is you find lean meats. Okay, so not a lot of fat. And why do we say that? We say that because if you have a fatty cut of meat, right, the fat that's in that meat is going to be saturated fat, trans fat, and we all know that's not recommended, right? That's what gets into your arteries and clogs it. And when your arteries gets clogged, what happens is now I hear, okay, so can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah, so what happens is your arteries get clogged. Thank you. If your arteries get clogged, then what does that lead to? Heart issues, stroke, all of that stuff. And so we want to avoid the fatty cuts of meat. We want to take off the skin off of the chicken if you're going to have the chicken, right? And also if you can afford to get grass-fed or organic meats, try to do that, because I think that that's going to be, we know, studies have proven that, you know, all of that fat will actually cause issues. So that's when it comes to protein. do plant-based during this time. Okay, it's very important to try to cut down the amount of meat and even poultry that you're having, chicken during this time, red meat and poultry. So let's go into the carbohydrates. All right, so carbs have the worst rap, right? Carbs get such a bad rap because when we think about carbs, right? Yep. When we think, Henrietta, I see you. When we think about carbs, we're thinking about breads, we're thinking about pastas, but we're also thinking about the white foods, right? So white bread, white pasta, white flour. Those are what we're thinking about. But you have to remember, and I once again, I always like to share what I have in my cupboard, right? I usually would get a whole wheat penne pasta. Now, it took some time to get used to. I'm not gonna lie to you guys here. It took some time to get used to, because if your taste buds, you have to retrain your taste buds, right? Your taste buds are used to what it's used to, and so you have to retrain your taste buds. And so I encourage you to try getting whole wheat instead of the white pasta, getting the brown rice, right? For example, getting the brown rice instead. And some of the other kind of carbs you can get is like farro, right? Farro, if you haven't heard of this, you want to try that, right? So that's another form of carbs. So there are categories when it comes to carbs. You have the grain category, and I just showed you some of those. But you also have the other carbs a lot of people don't know about. And the carbs that you should really know are the leafy greens. All leafy greens, all of that stuff is carbohydrates, right? And so those are the ones that we're going to be recommending that you have during this time. You want to have the kales and the broccoli. All of that stuff is good carbs. I want to ask a question of everyone watching right now. I want you to think of the largest animal that you can think of and try and think about what they eat. You've seen them on these National Geographic shows, right? What does an elephant eat? What does a giraffe eat? We know how tall that giraffe is, right? He's up there. He's eating greens. He's eating the trees. He's huge. Gorilla, what are they eating? They're not eating flesh. So that's what I want you to think about, right? They eat, those are the kind of foods that they're eating. And so that's the stuff that we need to eat, because there's a misconception that if we eat plants, if we're eating plants, that we are not going to be healthy and strong. That's actually a flat out lie. We're going to be healthy, we're going to be strong. And there's a marketing piece to this that I'm not going to really get into tonight, but the marketing aspect of this is really unfortunate, because they're marketing stuff to us. They're not telling us the truth, right? You see out there what they're saying about, this fast food stuff, that they're the processed foods, right? Those are the things they're trying to market. They're trying to sell us. Since I've been home, working from home and all of that, and if I turn the TV on, for example, and I'm watching a show, what comes on my screen? I'm seeing the Burger King commercials. I'm seeing so many different commercials pertaining to processed food and fast food, and they're not telling you what it actually does to your body. It's deteriorating your body. It's causing your immune system to be suppressed. And that's the thing that we need to know right now, right? We need to know what is suppressing our system and what could actually cause our system to do well. Okay, and so that's why we're having this sort of detailed providing this detailed information, because a lot of people need to know the why. We just tell you, nutritionists, we have a practice, we tell you, eat plants, it's good for you, but we don't tell you the why. A lot of times people don't tell you the why. So this conversation is about the why. Why should I eat like this? Why should I eat like that? Right? So don't trust what you see in the media. Don't trust what they're marketing to you, because they have people set up to market all these different foods to us, foods that are addictive, like the sugar, right? That's the topic for another time, but the sugar, it's addictive. And those are some of the carbs that you have to stay away from this time, right? So processed foods, sugary foods, all of that stuff you need to avoid, right? Because you want to have a strong body right now. You want to make sure that your body is strong, so that if anything was to come, like I said, you are able to fight it off, okay? So the other portion of this that I want to, right, so we talked about protein, we talked about fats. No, we talked about protein and carbs. Let's talk about fats next. Sorry. Let's talk about fats. All right. So fats are also very important. We need a lot of fats. That's the one that we need the most of. And it is sort of hard to come by, right? But I have something for you. Now, for the Jamaicans out there, the Caribbean people out there, you guys know what this is, right? Thumbs up, you know what this is. This is up here in America, we say avocado. In Caribbean, Jamaica, all those places, we say pear. right? So you need your pear, you need avocado. This is a good healthy fat. Here comes another healthy fat that I have, walnuts, right? Walnuts is a good healthy fat. All the nuts and seeds, you can get good healthy fat. Bad fats, what are the bad fats? The bad fats are, I mentioned earlier when I was talking about protein, that is things like the fat that you find in the meat, right? A lot of these oils. So when you look on the box of, let's say, cereal, you see all these oils that they include in the product, and that stuff is not good for your body. Your system was meant to digest plants. That's just the truth, okay? Your system was meant to work with nature, right? And so when we start putting all these different processed things, we have all these great organs in our bodies that are there to clean and help us to function properly, kidney, liver. And if we put too much in there that it doesn't recognize, it's going to have a really hard time. That's just the bottom line. That's science, right? So that's the thing that I want us to start thinking about, right? And again, this is not I know I'm a plant-based nutritionist, so I'm talking a lot about plants. The reason I'm doing that is because that's where the facts are that plants help you to have optimal function. Your body functions optimally. Your body has a strong immune system. I want to keep repeating that. Your body has a strong immune system when you function with plant-based foods. Now, this is not a cry for you to switch to a plant-based diet. It's just because we have the situation right now. So if you wanted to, let's just say, switch for a period of time, that's good too, just to make sure that you're functioning properly later on if you want to go back. Even though I don't recommend that, because if you switch, you're going to love it, just like me. I mean, my skin got better. I just felt a whole wealth of difference. Bloats, all this other thing that I was dealing with just left, right? So anyways, let's get back to the topic. So we talked about fats, carbs, and protein. I want to talk about hydration. So water, guys, water. We need to drink water, okay? We definitely need to drink more water. So I'm going to give you a simple math formula, okay? So let's take a person who's 140 pounds. Someone who's 140 pounds, what would you do to find out how much water you should have? Because a lot of my friends will ask me that, Deborah, how much water am I supposed to be drinking? I don't even know how much water I'm supposed to be drinking. Let me tell you, it's very, very simple. You could tell this to all your friends. Write it down. It's very easy. You're going to take your body weight. So we're going to use the example of 140 pounds, right? You're going to divide by 2. So what is that? 70, right? 70 ounces. Now, if you calculate that, and you could do that on a computer. It's fine. That's going to be about 2 liters of water, right? 2 liters. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you what 2 liters. So for that matter, you need, I like examples, right? I'm visual, so I'm trying to give you, half your body weight. Thank you, Shamir. So you divide by 2, and this is 2 liters of water. If you're 140 pounds, you're going to need to do 2 of these every day, right? Water is the best medicine. I see you, Bettina. That is absolutely the truth. So you would need to have 2 of these. Now, how do you do that? Because some people are like, it doesn't taste that good. It doesn't taste like anything. Listen, it's what's good for you. So you put some lemon in that, right? You can add some lemon in it. And what we'll do, because this is a series, guys, and you can definitely tell me some topics you want to cover, and I'll get deeper into this whole water thing, the hydration, because there are other foods that actually have water in it, right? You can have tap water, depending on where you are, right? So we know here in New York, the tap water is supposed to be the best. I boil my water just because I feel like it's better, right? And sometimes I have like a bottled water, right? This is just leftover from what I had grabbed from when the whole COVID scare had happened. I still have like about 5 of them left, but 2 bottles of these, if you happen to be 140 persons, yes, warm water is also very good in the mornings as well. Someone just mentioned that. Thank you, Sabrina. Yes, so 2 bottles of these are going to be good for the day. Spread them out. Start when you first get up. You drink like someone just recommended earlier. I don't see the name anymore, but you start with that warm water with some lemon, and then you go all the way up throughout your day. So like every hour you drink a certain amount, right? And you just keep that as a routine. And I walk around with a water bottle. So when I boil my water, I have a water bottle here that I keep at home, and I just fill that up and I carry it with me everywhere. When I'm teaching and I'm at school, I leave it in random places. But it's just an effort to try to get ourselves healthy. Now, I spend a lot of time on hydration because it's absolutely important, especially for those people living in, hot weather climates. You are sweating, so all that water is coming out of you. And also you have to think about it. A lot of times you're not really sick with anything. You're just dehydrated, right? So if you had if you have bad headaches, you have stomach issues, even joint issues, right? Because we're 75% water, guys. We're made up of about 75%, the body is made up of about 75% water. And so we need that. Even helps with our digestion, right? If you drink a lot of water, you notice your system flows a lot easier, right? So that is a very essential thing. And it also rids the body of a lot of toxins, right? Especially if you put that lime or lemon in it, right? And so that is really good. I see Bettina also saying water with ginger, honey, and lime. It's great and good for health. That is absolutely true, because you're mentioning things that have anti-inflammatory properties. Ginger, right? Lime, those are all great anti-inflammatory things that you were mentioning there. All right, so let's just go on to the next couple of things I want to mention there. So vitamins, minerals. Now, let me just preface this by saying that nutritionists, we don't like to tell you to take a particular supplement, right? We prefer that you get it from foods. So if you eat a wide variety of foods, you're going to get all that you require. You're going to get all of that we're telling you to get if you just break it up and you eat different things. So for example, I was talking about carbs. You want to get some squash in your diet, right? You want to make sure that you're getting some peppers in your diet. You want to mix it up, right? So if you mix up the different foods that you have, you're going to get all the vitamins and the minerals that you need. However, I do want to address that with COVID-19, they're finding out that vitamin D, and that's the main one I want to cover this evening, is vitamin D, right? That's the main vitamin I want to focus on this evening. Now, I personally keep vitamin D in my house because I was told that I was vitamin D deficient a while back. I've gotten it back up and it's been fine. But in New York, where I am, it's been trying to get to summer, but it's taking some time. Like, it was raining earlier and now I'm looking out the window, I see a little bit of sun, right? So this weather is, yeah, eat the rainbow, Sabrina, I see that. Yeah, so it's kind of like, you have to get outside. As much as you would want to pop a pill, because there are a lot of people out there who just love supplements. They love to take this and take that and pop this pill and pop. No, I don't recommend that. Once again, you got your organs that has to deal with everything you put in your body. Whatever you put in your body has to deal with it. Okay? It has to find a way to get rid of it or use it. And it's going through your bloodstream, right? Because whatever you put in your body is being absorbed through the digestive system, and then it makes its way into your bloodstream. And that's how we have issues, right? So you got to keep that in mind every time you're eating, right? And so as much as we like to eat for fun and eat because we're bored and all that stuff, we got to always start to think, now I'm eating to heal my body, right? You want to eat to heal, right? And so try to remember that. Eat to heal, right? Right, so I was on the topic of, let me try and get my memory back to what I was discussing before. Yeah, so vitamin D, right? Vitamin D. Let's get back to vitamin D. So, guys, right now is the time. Now, you have to listen to the government. You have to wash your hands. You have to social distance. You have to cover with the mask, all of that. However, you need to go outside and get the vitamin D from the sun. That is the best, absolute best source. Now, tonight, this evening, when we're done, and I'm almost there, we're going to be preparing a very simple dish. I'm going to show you a very simple dish. I've already prepped most of it. And I'm going to share with you foods that have vitamin D in it, that has iron in it, that has some vitamin C in it, right? Because we're eating to live. We're not living to eat. We're eating to live. We're eating to function properly, to build up that immune system, right? So, and if there's anybody on here that's plant-based, please let me know. Just type it in there. So yeah, and ask questions, guys, because even if I don't get to them right as I'm talking to you, I see some thumbs up. If I don't get to them right now, I'm definitely going to get to it at the end. I want to keep repeating that to you guys. All right, so vitamin D, get outside, get your sun, some other vitamins. And with the vitamin D, the good thing is there was a study that was done. So as plant-based, Ken Roy, that's great. As nutritionists, right, one of the things that we are encouraging you to do is to not just do random things that you see people tell you to do. You need research, proper research. So for example, in my case, when I want to come and share things with you, I have to make sure that I have good clinical research data that I can back up whatever I'm saying, because otherwise you're going to be doing all sorts of different things, and that's just going to have you very confused. And so with vitamin C, there was actually a study already done, which is great. And this disease has only been out for a couple of months, right? So the fact that they were able to get some type of information back, and that's just because vitamin D is one of the biggest things that's important for our immune health, right? Vitamin C is very good for, and vitamin D, both of those actually, very good for immune health. But you can get it from, I want to reiterate, you can get it from fruits, get it from vegetables. You don't have to supplement. You supplement if you really need to. And if you are going to supplement, especially if you have any illness, contact your doctor first. Don't just supplement because you feel like it, because a lot of people do that. I think I need some vitamin D. I'm just going to go get this 5,000, milligrams, and then you end up sick, So make sure you're asking your doctor first before you do any of that, right? And then iron is another one that you want to make sure you have. So what is iron good for? So as a female, right, and a lot of females of you who are out there, if you think about it, right, iron deficiency is a huge problem for a lot of females. And I actually used to have iron deficiency anemia some years ago, and I had it corrected, which is really great. And I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. I didn't take it seriously, right? So if you know anyone who has anemia, you let them know, because I'm going to share with you a little bit about that. So iron is very important because it's the oxygen, right? It helps oxygen to get through our bodies, right? To our brain, to our heart. Like, we need oxygen for our blood to flow properly, the red blood cells. So it's very important for us to make sure that our iron is at the right level. So I take a supplement for that because I need to, right? But you need to find out if you're in that category. So iron is also very important during this time because the blood is how we actually keep our system flowing, and we need the oxygen. So that's mostly what I want to share with you about those 6 categories. Again, protein, carbohydrates, plant fats, hydration, which is water, vitamins and minerals, and zinc is another one, but I won't go too much into that. Again, if you're going to need to take any of these, consult your doctor. Otherwise, just eat a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and you're going to cover it. Now, I want to spend just a couple of quick minutes before we get into the cooking portion. I want to share with you the things that you need to avoid. And I kind of have been saying them throughout this broadcast, right? So you want to avoid processed foods, fried foods, right? So fried chicken, fried French fries, and also those, because especially if you're not preparing it, you don't know what oils they're using, right? That's one of the things. That's why I always tell people, cook at home. If you can, cook at home. It's one of the best things you could do for your health. So there's French fries. I already mentioned all the fried food, processed foods. So anything that comes in a package. This is my saying to all my clients. Eat the food that God made, avoid the food that man made. If you can do that, I'm telling you, the body will function so well, right? So avoid the foods that man made, which are all the processed stuff, hot dogs, sliced meats, right? If you do need to eat certain things, like let's say bread, which everybody does. I enjoy bread myself. Eat the whole grain bread, not whole wheat, whole grain. We can get into that topic another time, but whole grain is better. It's in its natural form. It's not stripped. All the nutrients have been stripped away, like the white bread and even the whole grain, whole wheat bread. All right. So, and then some of the other things we want to avoid doing. So for folks who might be smoking, that's definitely something you want to avoid right now, because that also suppresses the immune system. For folks who might be drinking alcohol, that also suppresses the immune system. And the immune system doesn't really require alcohol, guys. Okay, I'm sure you know that. And also sugar. The system doesn't require sugar to function properly. Natural sugars from fruits, yes. The system loves that, right? But when it comes to the processed sugars that we find in cereals and cakes and cupcakes and ice cream, those things our body is just like, what do I do with this? And it's in everything. It's in ketchup, it's in tomato sauce, the list goes on. So read your labels. We're going to do a topic on that later. But I want us to try to keep that in our minds. Try to remember that. Avoid those foods because they're high inflammatory properties, right? You want to avoid those processed junk food and focus on the foods, like I said, like Shamira is just saying with me right here, eat the foods that God made and avoid the foods that man made. Yeah, That's really it. So yeah, guys, keep asking questions. Again, I will get into them. I do have a website, and I didn't mention that in the beginning. We're going to switch over into the cooking portion right now, which should be fairly quick because I kind of prepped everything. But my website is mytemplewellness.com. So www.mytemplewellness.com. It is live. So if you want to go there and go in the contact section, if you want to send me a personal message, you can do that as well. And I definitely will get back to you on that. You can also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook and all the other places that I am. It's My Temple Wellness, and I'm definitely excited about helping you all go through your journey. You know, your journey through COVID-19. We want all of us to stay healthy. We want all of us to be well. You know, we're having a series, so this is not the last time you're going to see me. So I hope you enjoyed this portion. Maybe next time we won't talk this long, but you know, it's the introduction, so I wanted to kind of just get some information out there to you guys. All right, so I want to leave you with this last thing, and I want to make sure I get it right because it's a quote from Dr. Michael Kapler, and it says, genetics load the gun and your diet pulls the trigger. So that's not from me. That's from, I would love to take credit for it. It's not mine. It's from Dr. Kapler. And it's he's a plant-based doctor that I follow. And I loved it when I heard it because it's really true, right? So your genetics, and I didn't go into genetics, I'll do that another time, but genetics will load the gun, which means we're all predisposed to a lot of things. But what's going to really actually cause something to happen is what we ingest. Okay, so keep that in mind. I want to leave that with you. We're going to go into the cooking portion. And also remember, guys, the body never forgets what you put in it, right? It never forgets. It knows. You can't wake up in the middle of the night and eat a whole pound cake, a bucket of ice cream, and then be like, oh yeah, you know, nobody saw me. Your body is seeing everything. It never not sees what you're doing to it, right? So care for it. And then just real quick, guys, so exercising is another good thing to do. That helps with the immune system as well. I don't want to forget that. So whatever exercising you can do from home right now, make sure you do that. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to switch over to the cooking portion. I am going to show you guys how to make vegan scallops. Yeah, with some mushrooms. So I'm going to show you how to make that. I'm going to show you how to do, well, I already did the quinoa. The quinoa is very easy. For those of you who don't know what it is, quinoa is a fiber. It has fiber, protein, right? This is it. I'm going to show you what it looks like later on, but this is a multi-grain one. Okay, so we're going to be using that for dinner tonight. It's actually what I'm going to be eating when I'm done. So it's high in fiber, which is good for gut health, okay? And so this is one of the really good substitutes for rice, for example, and it fills you up, right? As far as the price point, I'm not sure. You can get it in large quantities, which means you're gonna save. But this is what I usually get, and it lasts me a pretty long time because I mix it up with my farro and all this other stuff. So we're gonna have some of this tonight. So I'm gonna show you how to put a salad together with that. We're also gonna do a cucumber avocado salad, and then I'm also gonna show you how to do, so we should be about 20 minutes or so. We're gonna put together the mushroom right now. All right, so let's go we're in my kitchen. So we're just gonna basically turn the camera towards, let's go over here. I'm gonna actually show you how to cut that. So let me wash my hands first. Thank you guys for being here. It's really good to have you all. Feel free to ask questions. And for those who came on late, you gotta let me know where you're coming in from. Where are you watching from? I would love to know. And I said earlier that I'm from New York. I'm currently in the Bronx. All right, so come on over. Let's have a look. Okay, so mushroom is a very good source of protein. As I mentioned before, you need protein. It's very important for you to have protein. Why don't we put this down just a little bit more? Down just a bit. Philadelphia, I see you. All right, Bishop Ball, great to have you, sir. Yes, so what we're going to do right now, we have these mushrooms. So these are oyster mushrooms. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're also called king mushrooms, and I love mushrooms. I eat all different types of mushrooms. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how I got this look, and we're going to basically cook these really quickly, okay, tonight. They don't take that long to prepare. I'm going to show you how I actually cut them and get them to have this look right here. So we're just going to cut these. Uh-oh. Okay. And that's just so we have the scallop look. So this is basically a mushroom scallop that I'm going to be making. And this is plant-based eating at its best, right? A lot of us, when we go plant-based, we miss the textures. With this, you're not going to miss the texture because it actually tastes a lot like the scallop, because what we're doing is we're doing the sauce, right? And it all depends on the sauce that you're going to put. So this, with this top, all I'm going to do is just cut that up. I'm going to use my bigger knife, right? And we're just going to use those, and these are going to be our scallops. All right, so, and we have some ingredients here that we're going to use to make the sauce in just a second. So we're going to go over to the frying pan right now. Hey, Queens, New York, I see you. All right, so let's go. You want to go that way? And down. All right, so let's get our stove on. Bear with me, guys. That way. Let me know if you can see. Heather, good to see you. Joan, good to see you. Just saying hi to everybody as I get my oil together. So I'm going to be using tonight just a little bit of oil. Thumbs up if you can see my frying pan. It's right here. You can see it. Good. All right. So we're going to use a little bit of olive oil in our pan. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to prepare these mushrooms, right? So I haven't put any salt or pepper or anything on it just yet. Let's just let that get a little bit hot. And then I'm going to go ahead and put these in. So I have the stove on medium right now, right? I see you, Pauline Grant. See you right there. Let's get this going. So all I did, guys, before is I just scored the mushrooms, right? So that's all I did to give them the effect of scallops. And you're going to see once they get cooked, it's going to have that look, that scallop look. Okay, and these, if you're just coming on, these are oyster mushrooms, also known as king mushrooms. And it has a lot of protein, all right? Something that's very good for the body, all right? So, and it also has vitamin D. I don't know if I mentioned that, guys. It has vitamin D. So the oil's not hot enough yet. Let's give it another second. Also has vitamin D. All right, so while the oil gets hot, all right, I think it's good now. We can start putting them in. All right, so we're just putting in our mushrooms. Again, these are king mushrooms. And we're making a scallop, a make-believe scallop, or a plant-based scallop. Okay. So how many of you out there love mushroom? Give me a thumbs up if you love mushroom. So certain oils shouldn't be heated up. Is olive oil one? Yes. So with olive oil, it should not be an oil that you, let's say, fry your fried chicken in or deep fry. It's because it shouldn't go past a certain heat, right? So with olive oil, you don't want to go past a certain heat with it. Okay, so this heat that we have it at right now, the temperature, it's actually pretty good. So it's not going to be a problem for us. All right. So one thing you got to know when you're cooking these mushrooms, it does soak up the oil quite quickly. Other options of olive oil you can use, grapeseed oil, avocado oil. But all the news and the media, they change this information all the time. And so people are always confused as to what to use. So I'm glad you guys are actually asking these questions right now. And remember, if I don't get to your question, if I don't see it, I'll definitely answer it after. So there goes our mushrooms. They're going to get just lightly brown. So in the meantime, let me show you what we've already prepared earlier. Now, this is the quinoa. And quinoa is very easy to prepare. Okay, guys? I know you can't see me right now. But yeah, the quinoa is very easy to prepare. You just cook it as if you're cooking rice. So in this case, and for those who came on late, this is the quinoa. This is the one I used. Okay, I don't know if you have a Trader Joe's next to you, but this is where I got my quinoa from. Okay, and it's not that pricey, but it has a lot of protein. It has good fiber. All right, and so that's what we do. We just put 1 cup of quinoa and 2 cups of water, and we just let that boil. We put a little bit of thyme in there, a little bit of seasoning like salt and pepper, and that's all you need. So now we're just going to turn these around, and then once I do that, I don't know if you can see, but they're looking a little bit nice. You can see the scallop look. And again, guys, the texture is unbelievably similar to scallops. I used to enjoy seafood when I was when I ate, you know, foods like that. When I ate fish and all of that. And so I recall the texture is the same, right? Hey, Lakeisha. Gwendolyn, I see you. Welcome to my kitchen, guys. If you miss the nutrition education portion, remember you can always rewatch it. You can also share it with your friends. Okay. I'm going to turn that down a bit. And this is the scallops mushroom that we're putting together right now. Okay. So as of right now, we're not going to have such a strong smell of, the aroma is pretty nice, but it's going to get even better once so I'm going to turn that down, and we're going to walk over to our, so we're going to save the rest of these. So these are the tops, guys. I basically took the tops off, and so these are the tops. We're going to prepare these in a different way later, right? But these are the mushrooms, if you're just coming on, these are the mushrooms that we're using right now to do the scallops. Just cut the bottom off, and I already showed that. You can rewatch how to do that. So now let's do the sauce for our mushroom, right? So right here, I have a few things, okay? And what I want to actually put on it right now, you could just stay here. I'm going to put a little bit of this sesame seed oil, okay? Use any brand. I'm not promoting anyone in particular. I'm just using that. Okay, so I want to put just a little bit here. So that's about a teaspoon. I forgot to put on my apron. Teaspoon of sesame oil. I'm going to put a small bit of mirin. So that's about a tablespoon of mirin. And we're going to put a little bit of soy sauce. And that's going to help to give it that color also. So let's do... let's do about 2 tablespoons. And the other thing I like to add, just to give it a little bit of sweetness, I'm going to be putting on some sweet chili sauce with lemongrass. Alright, so I'm going to put about, that's a lot, but that's fine. Okay, so we're just going to whisk that together. Whisk that together. And that is our sauce for our mushrooms. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dump that. Then we're going to make the salad real quick. All right, so let's get back over here to the mushrooms. All right, so as you can see, everything is cooking nicely. We're going to go ahead and pour the sauce. Okay, and now that's practically done, right? That's practically done. We're going to turn that down, lower the stove. And I need, I'll just use this. So that's it, guys. This is just going to sit here for a few minutes. Oops, one jumped out. Get back in there. Try to escape the pot. But stay there. All right, so this is mostly cooked. This is mostly cooked. I think my cameraman is getting, aka my husband. The smell is like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So those, normally guys, just so you know, the king mushrooms are a lot bigger. So they actually look a lot larger, but I couldn't find, you know, a large size, and I didn't care. I just took what they had because this is one of our main source of protein in this house. So that's what I usually use. So we're going to leave this on low. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to get started with the salad. All right, so let's get going with that. So what are some of your favorite plant-based foods, guys? Share with me. What are some of your plant-based, some of your favorite plant-based foods? What are you guys enjoying that's plant-based? And I found my apron. All right, so we're gonna do the salad right now. We're gonna do the salad. Let's get that going. I just touched my hair, so I gotta wash my hands again. I'm sorry. I'm a light germaphobe, forgive me. All right. So, let's do our salad. So remember when I told you guys that whatever we are eating, we have to make sure that it's healing our bodies and not harming our bodies, right? And so we're all done with that. Okay, so our stove's on low and we're all good. I like to clean up as I go. Okay, so we are going to be making a simple salad this evening. And it's a cucumber avocado salad. Okay, so here are all of our ingredients. We have our cucumbers. Now these are baby cucumbers, mini cucumbers, right? I like to cut things, if I can, all at the same time. If you can't see, let me know. Hey Karine, nice to have you. Yep, there you go. I think that's a better view there. All right, so here goes your cucumbers. You just want to cut them up. And I'm just cutting the time in half because I know a lot of people, working moms, people are busy. We're homeschooling now, right? So we got to use our time wisely. So I'm just cutting these all at once just to save time. And if you guys need to do a knife skills class, let me know. I'll be happy to show you how to do that. Because I'm doing this way. I'm not doing the proper knife skills, but you get the idea. Do what works for you. So those of you who are coming on late, let me know where you're dialing in from, all right? Where you're watching from. Okay, so these are kind of chunky, so I just want to cut them just a little bit more. So these are cucumbers. These are really good fiber. Okay, again, this is from the carbs category. If you weren't here for the nutrition education portion, make sure you watch that back so you can get all the details on what you should be doing during COVID-19. You want to be making sure you're cooking at home and eating all the good healthy foods that you need for your body, right? Yeah, avocado, right? Sabrina, I saw that. I love avocado. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I eat avocado probably every single day. And that's just the truth. Whenever I run out of avocado, I have a store in my neighborhood. I just walk down the street. And if they don't have it, I keep going. And I go until I find avocado. Because, you know, it's great. You can make a salad. You could do guacamole. And I'll show you guys, I almost cut myself just now. I'll show you guys how to do some healthy snacks one of the weeks, okay? So I'll show you some healthy snack options. And I'm just randomly cutting at this point. All right, so let's get these into our bowl here. I'm making a mess, sorry. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to cut our tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, filled with vitamin C, guys. Remember, we're eating to live. We're not living to eat, okay? So we're going to cut our tomatoes up nicely. And our scallops are still good. Don't worry about them. They're back there. They're doing just fine. The stove is on low. All right. Once we're done with all this, we're going to plate it. Show you guys what we have. So you just want to cut these up small pieces. Okay. And we're going to wrap up in a few minutes, so hang with me so you all could see the finished product. And again, guys, if you want me to focus on anything in particular, nutrition related, make sure you leave it here, okay? Because when I prep for next week, I'll make sure to include your requests over the next several weeks. We're going to be doing a series, as I said before. So feel free to let me know if there's a topic that interests you. I know one week we're going to definitely dive into the processed food stuff. So if that's one of your concerns, stay tuned. You're going to hear more about that. So yeah, lots of vitamin C in these tomatoes. We're using a lot of them. So normally, guys, your plate should be half carbohydrates as far as greens. dark leafy greens, right? Not the carbohydrates like rice. So you want to minimize your consumption of stuff like that. All right, let's just do the garlic. So fresh garlic, you guys know, anti-inflammatory. It's going to prevent, help to build the immunity, as we had discussed before. And all these foods I'm preparing, these are healing foods, right? We're not using a lot of, we're not adding a lot of things to it. We're keeping it very basic, okay? So I'm not going to use all the garlic because this is kind of a lot of garlic. And eat the garlic raw if you can. I do a mean roasted garlic spread. Maybe I'll share that with you guys one day. Cabbage, broccoli, spinach. I like that. Kale. Gwendolyn, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Hi, Marcia. Good to have you all here. All right. So I'm just basically mincing these up. And all of that is going to go in with our cucumber. Let's put in our tomatoes. And I keep everything clean. So if anything falls on the top of the countertop, it's good to go because I'm a clean freak when it comes to stuff like that. All right. And again, you're washing your hands constantly, so that's clean. All right. So we're going to put some red onion in there, which is also very good for the body. And that's about enough. All right. So just put those in. So if you love cooking, give me a thumbs up, guys. I see Patricia, some of my favorite plant-based meals: stewed lentils, 3-bean salad, quinoa salad. Yep, that's really good. Oh, awesome cutting skills. You think so, Shamir? Really? I'm like butchering these onions over here. But thank you. Sweet of you to say that. All right. So I'm not a chef, right? I just, although I did own a restaurant outside of the country some years ago, in guess where? Bali, Indonesia. How did I get over there, right? Strange. Stay tuned. Maybe one day I'll share that story with you guys. My sister used to live there, so I went there, fell in love with the place, and decided to go back. All right. So now we have our avocado. This is last piece. So you see, just get it out just like that. Very easy. My seed tried to escape. All right. So I'm going to actually turn the stove off so we don't burn those. All right. So next we're going to basically just add our avocado in there. It's a small salad, so I'm not going to put that much avocado. And I ate some of this earlier, so that's why there's only half left. All right, so we're going to just dump this on here. And I just use my finger once again because it's clean. And just get all of that out. Not as neat as it should be, but that's okay. All right, a couple more things we're going to add to that, and then we're done. Let me just wash my hands. Okay, so to this we're going to add some olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm going to get those. All right. I'll need just get this one. Okay. All right, guys. So olive oil, any kind of olive oil you have. I usually use extra virgin olive oil. And let's just go ahead, and I'm going to use probably about 1.5 teaspoons or 2 teaspoons, but I'm not measuring that. I'm just going to pour it on. All right. So again, one of the good option for a healthy fat is olive oil. And someone mentioned it earlier about heating it. You don't want to heat olive oil on high heat. Okay, you're not cooking with this on high heat. You're just going to put a small amount of heat, medium heat, for your olive oil. All right, then we're going to put some salt. So for anyone who has hypertension, okay, you don't want to use too much salt. So in this case, we're just going to put a few. Come on, this thing is so stubborn. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's just a little salt and black pepper, a little bit of that, and we just seasoned it. That's the sauce. I don't use any store-bought dressings, really. I try not to. My basic stuff that I use is always going to be olive oil, salt and pepper. And a lot of times, guys, if you think about it, look how delicious that looks. what it is, the avocado ends up becoming the dressing in a way, right? The olive oil is good too, but you don't want to put too much. And I hope I didn't do that here. Okay, so that's the salad. Now we're all done. I'm going to plate everything so you guys can see what a lovely plant-based meal looks like. We have about 6 minutes more to go before we wrap. I'll just get these out of the way. I'll just move this over here. Okay, let me just grab my plates. I'll be right back. Okay, so we don't need the fork. All right. Let's just sort this out. All right, so let's first plate the quinoa. All right, so that's for quinoa. It was cooked earlier, but again, I'll just repeat, very simple. Cook it like you cook rice, okay? So we're just gonna put a few spoons here. And again, guys, this is protein, fiber, really excellent option instead of rice. Okay, we have our baby scallops here. Okay, so let's throw that on. Give a handsome amount to this plate right here. Okay, now let's go back over. So last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add a healthy portion of salad. Okay. And my scallops, I like them on the top. My hands are clean, don't worry. Okay. So I just want to put that all around. Now I've never taken a class in plate decor or anything like that, so this might not even look that great, but it's just an attempt to show you what a meal would look like, a plant-based meal with all the nutrients that we require in our bodies, right? So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the show. I'm gonna try a little bit while you guys are here. I'm just gonna have a little taste. It's very good. It's really good. I wish you could try it. Try to make it at home. I absolutely love it. I don't like to talk with food in my mouth, but absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed having you guys here today. We're gonna shut down because we have about 2 minutes more before 7, and I really hope you enjoyed the nutrition education. I hope you enjoyed the cooking portion. We're going to be doing this, like I said, for several weeks. Great, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Yeah, so thank you for being here. Thank you, Jamaicans.com, for having me. I look forward to seeing you guys in the coming weeks. Pauline, it's really good to have you. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Yeah, so guys, I will see you. Shamir, great, thank you. I will see you all next week. Tune in again, same time, same place. We're going to be doing this again. If you want to see something in particular, let me know. I'll be happy to prepare it for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Go to my website, www.mytemplewellness.com. You can see more about me, what I do, and also ask questions. All right, email me. I'm happy to respond to your question. I'm not a medical doctor, but I do have a master's degree in nutrition, so I'll be able to answer any of your nutrition related questions. Definitely would love to do that. My Instagram page is My Temple Wellness. So everything is actually, here it is. This is my logo, so it's My Temple Wellness. And if you could see, this is a fruit and that's the body, right? So My Temple Wellness, look for me on all the social media sites. I am there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next week, all right? So make sure you come and see me. And remember, the body remembers. Okay, so whatever you put in your body, the body remembers. And like Dr. Kapler said, genetics, right? Like we all think about genetics, it loads the gun But what actually happens and what actually pulls the trigger is our diet and our nutrition. All right, so keep that in mind, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to sign off at 7 o'clock. I'll see you all next time. All right, enjoy your night. Health is wealth. Thank you, Lakeisha. That is exactly true. Looking forward to seeing you too, Kareen. All right, guys. Good night.